Hello, I am Rachel Ramsey with HOMTV, and we are here today with State of Michigan Representative Tommy Bran to discuss Bill HB 4784-86, which would increase the standards for dogs living outdoors. So, Tommy, to start off, how was this issue brought to your attention?
Well, Sue and I have been married for 48 years, and pets have been a big part of our lives. My first term, I got an animal cruelty bill passed in HB 4332. Governor Snyder signed and said your pet is a companion, not just a piece of paper or a piece of lumber anymore. So, and that was really, really important to me. And so I get constituents every winter call me from Wyoming, Michigan, and they said they're concerned about a dog, saying, it's not their dog, but they go to their neighbor's dog and it says he's not proper shelter. They call, they can't get anything done. They worry. So it really takes a toll on them. And not even speaking about the dog. I mean, it takes a toll on the human being, their neighbor. So my bill just, what it does give a little bit more detailed information for enforcement. So they have some, when they knock on that door, they have some focused ammunition, and I mean that in a good way, as far as solving the problem. When these dogs are, it defines the little shelters better, which they need.
So, So, when was this bill introduced?
Oh boy, it's been a few months. I mean, sometimes the government moves slow, which is not all bad. In this case, to me, it is bad because Chairman Filler, who's head of judiciary, I texted him on a cold winter day and I said, how would we like to, just think about a dog out there right now without a proper shelter. And Chairman Filler's a good man. So I got to get a hearing in front of him. I haven't had a hearing yet. But he's got an open mind on it. So it's been a few months yet. And it does affect dogs in summer too. But right now, the main concern is winter. Mm-hmm. And what this bill does is saying you just need a dog house. You can't say, hey, my dog has shelter. He's underneath this old broken down car. He's in this crate. He's in this underneath the patio. That's a shelter. That's not going to fly anymore under my bill. And it also says you need dry bedding. And right now they already have it, but make sure they have, not frozen water, but, in the summertime water and water in general. Dogs are mentioned in the Bible 14 times. To me, they're a big part of they're our companion. They're part of our family. I think dog owners should, if you're going to be a dog owner, you should treat them like a companion, not just like a piece of property you put out there. I mean, you can keep your car out there and shovel off says ice from your window. That's fine. I don't care. That's fine. That's on you. But you shouldn't be able to keep your dog in this cold weather out there shivering.
Mm-hmm. So, specifically, what will this bill help with for outdoor dogs? What will the new, more cohesive regulations be?
Yeah, it doesn't increase crime or anything. It just gives the sheriff department more definition of. So when they go there and said, well, right now they say, oh, okay, that's shelter, yeah, but now it defines a shelter, so it gives them more definition, and suchly, and that more definition will be more reason for them to either take care of their dog better, or maybe not take the dog to a place that's going to be safe and warm.
Yes, it's like forming a criteria that you need to comply to in order for people to feel like you deserve your dog, because dogs deserve love. So
they should. They give unconditional love. That's a phrase that's used all the time. And I saw on TV where a canine, a trooper died. A soldier died, and on K9 just ran to the casket, and and laid down in front of the casket, and it was it shows you the love of the dog, and also the love of the. I saw was one movie where this one soldier smuggled the dog back to Iraq. It was a whole movie on it from Iraq because the dog became part of their family, which wasn't supposed to happen, but the dog became part of the family. This bill also says that you have to have dry bedding, and that's why it's really important because if and usually hay can be something that can be dry bedding, but it can't be like a blanket in there that gets wet. That makes things worse. So it helps that definition too.
And that's a good point you bring up. Many people may not have the proper living conditions for their dogs because they're not educated on it. So now, in order to keep their dogs, they have to educate themselves on the proper bedding and these proper things.
Right, and it's not that hard. I mean, it's really caring. I mean, all my dogs were in my house, so I had that no problem with that. I mean, because I want them warm and safe and protected. So I mean, they're Howie, Casey, Millie, and cats too. We have 2 rescue cats. They're nice, warm, and I get a kick out of my little Tanya, our cat. She'll go right in the little heat vent and lay right there on top of the heat vent. So, and she used to be a barn cat rescued. And sadly, we just lost our cat BK my wife saved his life. He was in a barn. Our barn came out of nowhere for 2 years. We brought him. She saw he's losing weight, and so we brought him home. And he was diabetic, and we gave him shots twice a day. But I mean, they need you. They need your protection, and this bill supplies officers with some protection rules.
And since the start of COVID-19, have you seen an increase in concerns for dogs living outdoors? Like, has there been a change since COVID?
No, I that's a good question. No, and I think a lot of people do the right thing for their dogs. It's a few that don't. And my bill does take in consideration on the fur, because some dogs, want to, be outside. I mean, just up north, I've been to a dog sled race up north, and they thrive on it. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it does take into consideration the dog type, the breed of the dog. They thrive on it. But this is a good bill. It's not it's a simple bill, good bill, and my colleagues who all go door to door, they all see, when they go door to door, they see the love of the dog, of their constituents, and they all know, and they all see that love of that dog. So they should support this unanimously. Whether they're good or not, I don't, but they should.
So now that the bill is in the hands of the House Judiciary Committee, what is the next step?
I'm going to ask Chairman Filler. He's been very open-minded to give me a hearing, and that hearing would be with the Humane Society and myself, and some examples. And there's some pictures that aren't the prettiest pictures of some dogs being in like crates and stuff. And just to get the sympathy of the committee, and they would have to vote it out, and hopefully that would happen. And then we'd go on the House floor and pass the House floor, and then ask to go Senate committee, and then Senate, and then the governor. I think she has a dog herself. So I think I'm confident the governor would have an open mind on this. She's a nice person, so I think she would sign it.
Nice. And then, so how can people support this bill and bring awareness to it?
Well, I don't have Representative Filler's phone number, but they could look up Graham Filler, state representative, and he's a chairman, and just call his office saying they support this bill. They'd like to see a hearing. He's a good man. So, but when you get those phone calls, when I get phone calls in my office, Those phone calls are important. I mean, it's not, I'm a state rep. I've been there 5 years. It's not like we get 50 phone calls a day. So if you get 9 phone calls on one item, that's a lot. So your voice counts. I've had 2 bills pass because of one person's idea. So your one voice counts.
That's awesome. Is there anything else that you wanted to add that we haven't discussed?
No, I think you covered it well. I think it's, especially now in this cold weather. It's I asked Chairman Filler if we could have the committee hearing outside. In jest, because it'd be good for all of us to be in our suit coats outside and thinking about the dog that's outside too. So that's not going to happen, but that was in jest. And it's so, I mean, they're our companions, they're our loved ones, and they deserve the treatment that's deserved to them. So.
And then I did want to add, just for the viewers, I did see on the Capital Area Humane Society Facebook, they do have his number available if people wanted to call to show their support. So go check that out. Thank you so much. I think that this is an amazing bill, not to give my own personal bias, but yeah, dogs are our companions, and I really appreciate you taking the time to put this into effect.
They are. When I lost, my pets, my first dog that I lost, Bo, natural causes. I mean, I actually had to go see a counselor because I loved him so much. I mean, because I own a bar and I love people. Believe me, I'm a politician, so I better love people, right? Yeah. But I'll tell you the truth, coming back from a bar after maybe a bar fight or something, or altercation, and seeing my dog Bo 2 a.m, they're waiting for me and to give me a kiss. That meant a lot to me. So all my dogs mean a lot to me and pets. So, and it's heartbreaking when somebody loses one. So I'm a big fan of Yellowstone. Mm-hmm. It's a movie. It's a movie with Kevin Costner, and there's one scene where Rip, he's the coolest guy in the show, Rip, but Rip has to put down a horse, and he says, I've done a lot of bad things in my life with people, but you don't deserve this. But he had to put down the horse because the horse was done. And I also seen two good movies to see about this, but this is now, it's mainly horses, is Robert Redford, The Horse Whisperer. So movies like that really shows you the companionship of animals, and the dogs are damn good companions.
Truly. So thank you so much, Tommy. This was Rachel Ramsey for HOMTV. Have a good day.